Hello everyone, I'm Major Jip, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Poweradd NFC desktop Bluetooth receiver. Now this is pretty much as it states. It's a Bluetooth receiver that sits on your desk and attaches into an amplifier, a stereo, anything that has an auxiliary input that's line level. Now this is branded under Poweradd, as I said before. I don't know if this is made specifically for them, or, you know, it's just a generic sort of Chinese thing that Poweradd put their name on. I'm seeing more towards the fact that it's just Poweradd that has it, especially considering they're the only company that sells something that looks like this. You can buy these in several different places. I got mine off of eBay for... Actually, the retail price is about $15, but Poweradd also does bidding, where they, you know, put up bids starting at like $5 or $6. And I actually put in one of those bids and won for like $8 for free shipping. So $8 for a Bluetooth receiver, not that bad, but retail $15 also isn't that bad. The specs of this, it runs on Bluetooth version 3.0, which isn't the newest version, but you can still get pretty decent audio through Bluetooth 3.0. It has near-field communication, as you've probably seen. That's for ease of setup with smartphones that support it. It has a microphone built in, so you can do speakerphone using it. I don't really have much of an interest in doing that, but you can do it. Now, let's take a look at the box. It actually comes with a pretty nice little slip cover over just a generic box. It tells you what it is. It says it comes in various different colors. Has Bluetooth, NFC, mic, and audio frequency. Nothing about the audio frequency, just audio frequency. There's quite a few little mistakes that were made. Obviously made in China, so, you know, the instruction manual's not that great. It's model IBT-08 NFC, desktop Bluetooth receiver. And you can just take a look at the back. There's a few English translation mistakes in the back, as you can see. I will note, this comes with, as you see, 3.5mm audio output, compatible with more device. Because, you know, guess they don't entirely have the translation to English proper. High quality audio, and make you enjoy sweeter music. Okay, so what's in the box? Let's take the slipcase off. Let's put it to the side. Open it up. And you get the unit itself, which we will come back to. And underneath this bit of plastic, you have an instruction manual with horribly translated English. And something about, we'd love to hear from you, Poweradd. Some about probably adding feedback on eBay. We're actually Amazon, so I guess they sell it on Amazon. It also did come with a 3.5mm to stereo audio jack and a micro USB cord, which somehow I managed to lose the second I opened the box, and haven't come across them yet, so there's that. I'll be using my own anyway. As you can see, this is the device. Comes nicely wrapped in this little cheap foam plastic bag thing. As you can see, the device itself is actually very small, much smaller than I was expecting. You have a play, pause button, plus and minus. I'll go over the operation quickly with this because the instructions are horrible. It is holding this power button down, turns it on or off. If you push it once, it will play or pause the music. This is volume control, up and down. But if you hold it down, hold each button, one of the buttons down, it'll either go forward a track or back a track. And yeah, there's a little microphone on top. One thing nice about this is it does actually have the 3.5mm audio output, as well as the sort of RCA jacks with the audio output. Now I do notice a problem with this. it doesn't work with very thick cables. In fact, let me get an example to show you. One sec. Alright, I'm back. This is where video preparation would probably come in handy, because I didn't have these cables just at the ready. But anyway, this is one of the examples I have of a thicker type of cable. It's a shielded cable. It actually has these really thick connectors on them. And if you try and plug something like this in, it's too big. It's actually too big to fit into that little space to plug in. Now the spacing of here is adequate. It's just there's so little amount of space between these plugs that certain bigger cables won't fit. I know I have a pair of Monster audio cables. They don't work either. Radio Shack cables will work. Any typical audio cable that's, thinner type will work. And I also have a set of cables. I believe they're from a company called Steerin, which also makes pretty decent quality audio cables. And they fit this barely. I just wanted to make a note of that. One thing nice about it is it also has audio or power output right out here. So you can use your micro USB cable coming from your charger for your phone, plug it directly into here, and then plug the USB cable into the back of this and use this kind of a pass-through. Problem with that, I believe it's limited to 1 amp or 1000 milliamps. On the eBay listing it actually says 100 milliamps, but when I put my phone through it and check the amperages, putting out 1 amp. So I think that's probably the limit, because my phone will pull 2.1 amps because it's a Samsung Galaxy S4. And as you can see, it has a nice little Bluetooth logo and FC logo. Nothing on the back. I will note, if I didn't say it before, this is actually very heavy. It feels like a very good quality device. It doesn't, push in or anything anywhere. It doesn't really feel cheap. So that's the end of just taking a look at the hardware. Guess we'll have to see how it syncs up with and hooks up to a pair of speakers. Alright, so I have the Poweradd NFC Bluetooth receiver thing attached to a set of cheap little speakers. These speakers are from an eMachine's computer. One funny thing about them, actually, they're wall mountable. And they have a little peg there so you can wall mount, and you can take the stand off. And this is the original power supply that came with them. The plug coming off of it is that long. So you can't possibly wall mount them with the plug sticking out that far. I don't know, I find that kind of hilarious, but whatever. They're not particularly great anyway, so I wouldn't really want to mount them on the wall. Anyway, I guess I will go over how to use this and how to get it all set up, since the manual's kind of a bit garbage. You can kind of understand it, but it's very far-fetched and the English isn't exactly great. So in order to turn it on, all you have to do is hold down the play button until it makes that noise and the blue light starts blinking. Now this will turn on the near-field communication and allow you to use that to connect your phone. It also sends out a Bluetooth signal, so if your phone is always kind of looking for a Bluetooth device, it'll show up saying a Bluetooth device is available, which is what happened there. Now I have a Galaxy S4, which does have near-field communication, and all you have to do is take your phone, put it on there. Do you want to pair with device IBT-08? Yes. And it just went through with that little noise. Now you hear all kinds of static because the speakers aren't entirely great. And that's how you connect it. I will add in, you turn it off by holding down the play button until that red light blinks, and then it turns off. If you do not have a near-field communication enabled phone, all you have to do is hold it down until it does that, where it blinks both lights one to the other. if you have a phone that doesn't have near field communication, this makes this audio device discoverable, so then all you have to do is search for Bluetooth devices and connect. Very simple. I believe the code you have to use is 4 zeros. Could be wrong. I believe it does say that in the manual. And of course, if you connected your phone like this, then it would stop blinking and connect. But since I'm not, I will turn it off. So let's see how it works with playing some music over it. Alright, so all we have to do is turn it back on, allow my phone to connect to it through Bluetooth. That little blip means that it's connected, so then all we have to do is take my phone, push the play button, and hear Windows Welcome music. Because of course that's the first thing I could think of playing. Now, I will add, there's one thing about this device that I don't care for, and that's that the volume of this is independent to the phone. What do I mean by that? The volume up and down just handles the volume on the device. As you can see, I've just now turned the volume down coming from this device. And if I were to try and turn the volume up on my phone, it's all the way up. The volume on this has nothing to do with the volume on the phone. And that little beep means it's all the way up. And then of course you can control it with the speaker volume if you have a cheap pair of speakers like this attached. And one thing you might not be able to tell, the volume quality, or the audio quality, is actually very, very good. It's clear, there's no distortion, there's no, issues, really. It sounds practically as good as if you had the phone plugged into a device itself. And I really don't notice any difference, which is very nice. And I mean, for $15, buy it now, or if you want to bid on it and get it for a little less, I can't complain. I've been actually using this thing all the time. It's small and portable, so you can just take it to any stereo you want to. The micro USB cable, just a typical charge will work. And overall, I believe it sounds very good. I'm going to do a line level recording to, coming directly from my phone and coming directly out of this to see if there's any noticeable difference, but I haven't noticed anything. So, I guess we'll go and look at that. Alright, guess it's time to wrap this whole thing up and give you my final thoughts. For starters, I finally found the audio cable and the USB cable, so let's take a look at that. This is your typical, sort of cheap USB cable. Actually, a little bit heavier than most of the cheaper USB cables you'll see. Not bad. Not bad quality at all. And the audio cable is just your typical, generic 3.5 to RCA cable. Not bad. It's better than nothing. And the size of the unit, which I never did fully touch upon in the video, same size as a credit card, because this is the Cobalt sort of multi-tool thing that goes in a wallet. Then it's the same size as a credit card, just a little bit thicker than a normal credit card. And as you can see, pretty much the same size on top, except there's a little bit out here, and it's, of course, much deeper. So anyway, my final thoughts on this. Well, I mean, the audio files are pretty self-explanatory. The range is excellent. Audio quality is excellent, and I mean, for anywhere from, 10 to 15 bucks, can't beat it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe or leave a comment if you have one. Major Jip, signing out. I just noticed something I find kind of funny. If you look at the side of the device, where, all the information of what it is would be, it calls itself an Apple Charging Output Transformation. Not sure what they meant by that one. Apple, because it doesn't even, have an Apple power input. It has a micro USB, so I don't know, maybe they plan on having you put your iPhone plugged into the USB. I don't know, I just find it very funny that that's what they mark it down as. Instead of, Bluetooth audio receiver, which is what I would expect it to be. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there.